Hello there everybody, it is me XFreezerBunny and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. Okay guys, so today I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I decided to build an apartment. Okay guys, this is just an ordinary residential lot, but I designed it to look like it was part of like a row apartments. So this lot is officially called the NEWCREST row apartment number 1. And yes, you guys, it is an apartment. I wanted to do something different. I was getting tired of all these suburban homes that we had for the game. I've been playing this game for months and months and months, and I've been living in the same type of homes. So I wanted to do something different and make something that was a little bit more urban, a little bit more modern, and something that you would find in a city. And I thought that NEWCREST would be the perfect world to build it in, because we all know that NEWCREST is one step closer to that city type of lifestyle. Many of the buildings around NEWCREST that are decorative look like they would belong in a city, so I really tried to kind of take inspiration from that and build these apartments for myself, and I decided to share it with you guys. Okay, so anyway, you guys can see that there are going to be 2 units for this house, and basically the part of the apartment that your Sims can occupy is the one to the right. Okay, it's exactly the same in terms of the floor plan, in terms of the layout. The only difference is that the one on the right is furnished, and then the rest of the lot is unfurnished, to kind of make it more affordable, as well as to kind of give that illusion that somebody is actually living in the apartment unit right next door to you. Okay, so yeah, it's really great. I'm very excited to actually play in this apartment. I'm planning to move in my get to work household in this apartment and use it in my let's play, so you guys should definitely keep your eye out for that as well. Anyway, having said that, please keep in mind that when designing this apartment, I was also kind of having in mind my get-to-work household. So in terms of all the different bedrooms and stuff, I kind of had all the different Sims in my household in consideration pretty much. So yeah, just keep in mind. But you know, I tried to keep all the bedrooms and all the spaces neutral in terms of the design. It's not too specific, so it's gonna be easy to move in directly if you guys want to use this lot for yourself. Anyway, okay, so right now we are placing in some windows, and there's definitely a pop of color. This time we are going all out red, because I thought that that had lots of nice energy and all that good stuff. Over here there is a nook where I kind of originally placed some windows, but eventually I will replace those with balconies and stuff. And I noticed that a lot of people were using this technique. I don't know who started this technique actually, but I remember seeing this from Deligracy, mentioning her name once again in my videos, but I remember seeing it used by her for the first time in her like alien build or something, alien house build. I'm talking about like the shelves things that kind of makes for like a decorative, you know, horizontal architectural elements on the outside. But yeah, right now we are making some balconies, which I really like. You know, urban homes usually go up vertically, and there's lots of balconies as well in order to save more space. And seriously, you guys, let's be real. The future of housing is going to be multifamily housing. You know, they're not going to be suburban homes in the future, are not going to be as practical, because, you know, we are dealing with space issues. And especially if you're thinking of living in like an urban area, I think this type of housing is the most suitable for that. Plus, it's different from what we're used to in the game, so I really wanted to make an apartment. Anyway, you guys can see me make those nice little shelving decorative elements over there. These really do not have any function other than decorative elements, but I think they really make the apartment look like apartments. And I really, really like them. They make, you know, they're an extra oomph of like decorative elements, which I really, really like. So we all know that row apartments look different all over the world, and these ones are, I guess, more similar to how row apartments would look in my country. So that's a little bit of the Philippines for your guys' games. But, you know, some countries have really old row apartments like in New York or in London, and those are like in the classical style. This time I wanted to go something that was a little bit more modern because a lot of you guys really wanted me to do some more modern contemporary builds, and of course I'm gladly gonna do it for you guys. So yeah, that is why the apartments look like they are. And also, of course, I wanted to have like a more urban type of aesthetic, so I think the modern type of design would be perfect for that. Anyway, yep, placing in some more balcony levels, which are really tricky, by the way. The good news is I did test out this apartment lot and everything is in its place. I made sure to use the move objects cheat sparingly, and yeah, it works pretty much. Nothing disappears, nothing gets replaced and stuff. Also, keep in mind that, like I told you guys earlier, I was intending to use this for my Get to Work Let's Play. So I was kind of working within a budget. You know, it was a very flexible budget though. My Get to Work household right now has about, I believe they have like 80,000 simoleons in their household inventory, give or take 80,000. This lot came out to be about 130,000. So when I use this for my Get to Work Let's Play, I'm gonna switch out many of the furniture and many of the appliances that I use because they're just too expensive and my Sims could not afford them. But you know, this lot does cost over 130,000 simoleons, so you guys might have to plan quite a bit before purchasing this one. You know, you would expect an apartment to be cheaper than a suburban home, but it really just costs the same. Pretty much you're still paying for the apartment unit right next to you. Even though it's unfurnished, it's unoccupied, there is a lot of cost that has been spent by making the outside of the apartment. So that's it. I also did some minimal landscaping in this lot, nothing too crazy, just the bare minimum. I did incorporate like some nice little plants later on, as well as this hedge that divides the two different, you know, apartment units, of course. So there we go, placing in these hedges and also some pavement as well as kind of like a patio type of thing. These are going to be left empty pretty much because I literally did not have any more money to spend. So yeah, I tried to be frugal and also tried to be practical with my use of money, but I was able to incorporate some nice little plants and all that good stuff. Once again, the landscaping is very similar to my approach in terms of the landscaping that I did for my NEWCREST builds. This is actually the third build that I'm doing for NEWCREST. The first one was the school, which was really popular, got a lot of positive reactions and impressions from you guys. The second one that I built for NEWCREST was the gym, which was also a really great build. And this is the third one, my first residential build in NEWCREST, and it's gonna be fun. Okay, finally we are working with the interior design, and right now I'm placing like an area kind of where I want to attach the staircase, and I also kind of surprisingly used a lot of black in this build, you know, a lot of industrial type of thing. That's kind of what I was going for. Eventually we will replace that flooring with ones that came with Get to Work, and it's not going to be black, it's going to be more of like a grayish white type of color. But yeah, right here I'm trying to figure out what the interior layout is going to be exactly. So over here we have the 2 bedrooms on this level plus 2 bathrooms as well. This house is gonna have 3 bedrooms, by the way. A master bedroom on the topmost floor, and then 2 bedrooms on the second floor. And it also has 4 bathrooms as well, 1 on the ground floor, 2 on the second floor, and an additional 1 on the third level as well. And I've been doing these a lot on my other builds. I've been layering these staircases, and there's like a special technique. So basically, you're supposed to place the staircase on top first, then you're gonna place the staircase on the bottom, and it works. You know, it's very effective. It's very effective in terms of the use of space, because you don't have to like staircases kind of consume a lot of space. So I really like doing this because it's more practical, plus it gives me a lot of other spaces to work with, which would otherwise have been consumed by the staircase. Okay, so this is the topmost level. I don't have any idea what to do with it yet. So it looks like I'm gonna be moving forward to some spaces on the lower floor. This is gonna be the foundation wallpaper that we're gonna be using, and it's gonna be blue. And it's going to be, yeah, it's gonna be blue all throughout the building, and I'm gonna be adding like some splashes of brick color. That brick wall that I'm doing right now, I'm gonna replace later on as well, and change the color of the brick into a black. So yeah, but for now, we are going to be working on the kitchen, it looks like. I do know that I'm also going to be adding like some bathrooms as well. I also used these rugs extensively throughout this build as well. Right now I'm trying to figure out like a good color for that rug. And then, yeah, I'm thinking here, so I'm not doing anything too crazy right now. Okay, placing in these counters. Try to keep in with the color scheme that we had, which was kind of a blue-gray, once again, industrial type of aesthetic. Okay, finally, the ground floor bathroom is taking shape, I guess. And yeah, let's see here. The next door unit, for my Let's Play, I actually removed the doors from that unit because I don't want my Sims to keep going to the neighbor's house. So I just went ahead and removed those doors, but I did keep those for the upload. So you guys have the option to remove it for yourselves. And I used the Suburban Contempo set all throughout this build. So most of the items that I used belonged in that set. And I thought that that added like a nice uniformity to the whole thing. You know, most of the furniture, most of the counters I used are from the Suburban Contempo. It was kind of a little bit expensive. It's definitely not quality furniture, like luxurious furniture, and it's also not, you know, starter furniture. So it's kind of like in the middle. So I really liked the price range that it had. You know, it was an upgrade from what we had before with my Get to Work family house, and you know, it's moving forward one step at a time. So right here, I'm just trying to make a uniform, you know, like appliances, because it's really hard to actually see whether the colors are matching or whether they're not, because for some strange reason, sometimes the colors just don't match. So yeah, over here I'm trying to add in some wall sconces. You know, looking at it when I was building this house, it looks really dark for some strange reason, but eventually I was able to figure out the lighting and all that stuff. I wanted to use these industrial ceiling lights, but I ended up just not using them because they weren't, you know, bright enough. And once again, I had quite a difficult time figuring out what type of lights I wanted to use. Right here, I'm using a cheat to like unlock some invisible lamps. So because I thought that they would help a little bit with the lighting issue that I had, but eventually I did replace those industrial lights with something that was a little bit better. Also something that belonged in the Suburban Contempo set, or like, you know, collection. So yeah, eventually this whole thing is going to have some really good lighting as well. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the next step of the thing is going to be, because I really wanted to get the lighting over and done with, because I really did not want to have like a dark, you know, a dark house to move my Sims in. That would be sad. So yeah. And right now we are adding in some chairs, which are going to be replaced later on by some planter boxes, because I thought that those were nice and kind of decorative. You guys can also see that we only have windows and doors towards the front of the house. The sides I kept windowless and doorless, because I kind of wanted to have like that row apartment type of feel where you have your neighbors and you share kind of a wall with each other. Once again, placing in some more suburban contempo furniture. This time working on with the living room area. Really cute sofas, and you know, mostly white color, just to keep it neutral. You know, it is a shared house. It's gonna be a shared house for all of my Sims, so I did try to keep everything as neutral as possible and also stick with kind of the aesthetic that I was going for once again, which is kind of a technological, modern, and like industrial type of vibe that I was going for. Right now we are placing in these planter boxes, which I really like. I really like the textures on these plants because they're not cartoony, they're a little bit more whimsical. I can feel like the delicate aspect of plants every time I look at those planter boxes, so I really like to use those all throughout my Let's Plays. And right now we are replacing the lights with some lights or some lamps that came with a Suburban Contempo set, and I did change the lights into a red color because I thought that, you know, that was a nice splash of color that kind of carried all throughout with the color schemes that we had for the doors and some windows as well, which had like some red accents to them. Okay, right now we are trying to figure out what to do with the bathroom, which honestly though, I really am not a big fan of making bathrooms. Those are probably like the least favorite room in the house that I try to decorate, or like, yeah, I just don't like doing bathrooms for some reason. But yeah, it's always quite a challenge for me to do interior design because I really push myself to level up with all the awesome interior designers out there in the community. So this is where the master bedroom finally is taking shape, and also the master bathroom as well. One thing, I guess, I just realized this now, by the way, one thing that was probably making everything look dark and stuff was the flooring that I used. I used a lot of black for the floors, and that's probably why when I was building this house, everything looked really dark and stuff. And also, most of the wallpaper that I used were actually from the same set as well. Other than the brick texture that I used as accents, I used like one wallpaper all throughout, except, you know, of course everything had like different color for all the different rooms. The bathrooms actually have the same wallpaper, and all that stuff, and also some of them have the same layout as well. There we go. Some feature walls are finally being added. Brick feature walls, very nice brick. It had like some white mortar to them, or like some white cement that was like gluing the brick together or keeping the brick in place, and I kind of really liked that. You know, I kind of wanted to have, you know, for the brick feature walls, I was like, you know, so basically that is the main material that they used for the house, and the Sims actually appreciated the brick texture that they decided to keep some walls bare and unpainted, unplastered, because they were really nice. Okay, working with the bathrooms, all the bathroom furnitures are the same. The only difference is that they have a different layout. So yeah, most of the sinks and most of the toilets and the showers are the same. The showers, eventually I will actually replace for my Let's Play, okay? This house does come with these showers, but for my Let's Play I did replace those showers because they were really expensive. These are the most expensive showers that you can have in The Sims 4. Very expensive. I believe they're like 2,000 simoleons, so I'm like, hell no, my households cannot afford these, so I ended up replacing them with some cheaper showers, and yeah. Also, I tried to do some different lighting as well. You know, I did not just limit myself to wall sconces or ceiling lights. I also added some lamps, table lamps, and some lampshades because that kind of gives like a more dynamic lighting if you have different sources of light and stuff. So yeah. And to add some privacy, I added in some walls to kind of, you know, shield the shower bathtub area from the huge floor-to-ceiling window, which I'm also freaking in love with. Yeah, yeah. So yep, adding in some sinks that come with the Suburban Contempo set. Really great set, actually. One of my favorites because it's very modern, but unlike modern, you know, furniture that you would expect, that actually has a lot of design to it. Usually modern furniture would be like really sleek, really straight, no design at all, but this one had a little bit more personality to us. That's why I really like it. Okay, and right now we are just adding in some more bathroom appliances, I guess, or plumbing fixtures, because I really wanted to get the bathroom over and done with. I guess this was the point in time when I decided, like, you know, I was never gonna meet my quota of staying within the budget of 80,000 simoleons. So there was like a point in this build where I was just like, you know what freaking ever, I'm gonna go all out with a furnishing, and I'm just gonna delete whatever expensive furniture I place after I place them. So it's gonna be slightly different from how you guys see it in this build and how you guys are gonna see it in my Get to Work Let's Play. You know, the way you see it right now, though, when we finish it, is going to be the way it is when I upload it to the gallery. But when I do my Get to Work Let's Play, I am going to replace a lot of furniture. Over here, I tried to incorporate like a shelving unit type of thing over here, because I felt that this wall was a little bit too empty. But eventually I will replace, or like I will change like the layout of the shelves, because they just looked really weird for me, and they looked a little bit forced as well. Plus it made the hallway look cramped, so I will move the shelves on the left and on the right sides of the wall, and I'll add like a painting on top of that lampshade type of area over there. The reason why I added some shelving units actually was because, you know, if you're thinking of using this in like a legacy type of household or in like a Let's Play, you know, odds are you have been collecting a lot of collectibles all over the world, like gemstones, fish, you know, MySim trophies, and those shelving units are the perfect area to showcase all those different collectibles. Over here I'm trying to, you know, add some decorative items to this TV area, which did not work. I felt like it cluttered the space. So eventually I will paint the wall where the TV is attached, the brick texture that I really liked. So yeah, okay, over here we're finally moving the shelving units into the place where I will keep them. Because I thought that that was a nicer touch, and it was a little bit more less forced, if you guys get what I mean. And over here just testing out some different heights with the things. I guess one trademark that I also have is that I kind of design standard, you know, standard layouts for rooms. For example, hallways are all gonna look the same. Everything's gonna be placed the same. Bathrooms are also gonna look the same. I think that's kind of my trademark. Yes, we're finally replacing the flooring with some really nice gray textures, and I think it really made this whole lot a lot brighter, which is fun. Also, I was able to incorporate these very large cabinets, which are the first time that I'm actually using these cabinets, actually, which are really fun. So for the boys' bedroom, I used a lot of green furniture. I just really liked the furniture, and I'm trying to filter some, like some suburban contemporary furniture over here. But yeah, like I was saying, I really liked the green furniture. I don't know why, I just really liked the pattern on these beds. Eventually, I had a lot of trouble with the layout, actually, because I wanted this to be an easy layout, because I'm going to be playing with this, you know, for my Get to Work Let's Play, but I also did not want it to be like really robotic and really linear. So I tried to experiment a little bit with the layout, adding in some feature walls over here and there, just experimenting. The layout of the beds and of the side tables are going to change eventually into a more organic and fun layout. Once again, adding in some feature walls. None of these walls seem to have been working for me. The colors are just not matching the colors that I wanted. So eventually I will replace those feature walls with some brick textures instead. I thought that adding in a painting in this area would make things work, but it just did not work. Also, I wanted to do red color for the girls' bedroom, but there was no red like bed covers or bed sheets, so I'm just like, screw this, I'm gonna go for pink. Because I'm a freaking sexist like that. And of course, the freaking pink bedroom is going to go to the girls. No, I'm not sexist, you guys, but I feel like it would match the personality of the girls that we have for the Let's Play. Venus and Kaylee are going to share this room, and this is going to be the final layout of the bedroom. I'm gonna add a lot of things as well. You guys can see that the bedrooms are exact mirrors of itself, and this floor level is exactly a mirror of itself. Even the bathrooms, even the hallway. If you actually, yeah, that's just how I work, you know. I don't want to overly complicate things. I'm not the type of person who would design each room individually unless I really, really wanted to. You know, I guess my perspective on doing interior design is kind of more of like delivering it to a client and, you know, leaving the client enough space and enough room to decorate it for themselves and personalize it for themselves. So yeah. Moving into the master bedroom, it's gonna be blue. I used this really, really cute blue budget bed sheet, which I really, really want, all over the place here, but yeah, I really want this bed sheet because it's really cute. It has like some leaves on it that are decorative and stuff. It's really adorable. I honestly don't know why I decided to make the master bedroom blue color, but it's fun, I guess. You know, it's a very refreshing color as well. None of my Sims from a Get to Work Let's Play are married, but I have a couple that are kind of in a romantic relationship with each other, so they are going to be sharing this bedroom. And yes, I'm talking about you, Jace and Maya. So yeah. The master bedroom ended up being freaking huge, by the way. So I kind of was a little bit overwhelmed by how much space I was going to decorate. Eventually, I kind of placed a divider in the middle of the room to kind of separate the sleeping area from like the closet office type of area over here. So I am going to place like a desk and some office chairs, and I'm also going to place like this super expensive computer, which is super expensive. I ended up deleting it anyway for the apartment that I'm going to use for my Get to Work, but this computer is included in this build, so if you can't afford it, just replace it with a cheaper computer or whatever. Once again, placing in these mirrors on the corners and also like a nice little closet on the side just to give it a little bit more storage space. And of course, every bedroom needs a closet, right? If you can afford one, why not get one? Okay, so this is pretty much going to be really close to the final layout of this bedroom. Still, there's a lot of space left, but it's, you know, you guys have a lot of space. That's great, actually. I don't know why I'm making it a negative thing. And then the last couple of things that we're gonna do are adding in some trims for the outside and all that good stuff. Pretty much just to give it a little bit more depth and dimension. You know, trims really help kind of create a sense of level. If you're looking at a multi-story house, I think they really add like that extra depth and dimension to the whole thing. And of course, we have to add in some lights. The funny thing is that there are no lights on the neighboring unit. So let's just pretend like nobody has purchased the unit yet and it's still unoccupied. Just to save a little bit more money, from using all the lights and all that stuff. But anyway, the last room in the house that we are going to be working on is the master bathroom, which is such a huge space as well. I would love to have this bathroom for myself. I don't know why, it's just a really, really nice space. It's also really bright because of that huge window on one side. And of course, I also tried to incorporate like some nice little counters and stuff like that. I ended up keeping it just like this. Threw in a rug just for good measure, Pretty much the reason why I painted this black was I wanted to focus a lot of attention on the apartment unit itself that we owned rather than the apartment unit right next to us, and finally adding in the finishing touches with these trims. But anyway, this speed build video is coming to an end. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to include any screenshots because I was kind of rushing, kind of a ton of things to do for this week to celebrate my channel's anniversary. Okay guys, so if you want to see more of this lot, please check out episode 41 of my Let's Play on The Sims 4 Get to Work. Because that is the part where I'm going to move in my Sims and all that stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this speed build. Once again, please don't forget to hit that like, favorite, and subscribe button because it really helps me out a lot. Comment down anything you have to say and I'll see what I can do about it. Okay guys? So yeah, I hope you guys had fun. As usual, y'all have an awesome day. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye!